Hello there. I'm Ranger Carla, and these are my friends, Senorita Frida and Carl S. Bat. The ParKids you see picking up litter are helping us out today. Perhaps we can be a little help to you. You do look a little puzzled.
I am. I planned my whole vacation around this brochure. According to it, the Carlsbad National Park is part of the Capitan Reef. I was really looking forward to scuba diving on the reef. But all I see for miles is desert.
That's Chihuahuan Desert.
You mean this is a desert?
This is a reef. We're standing on it. But the water's gone.
Gone? What do you mean gone? You mean like the tide went out and I missed it? It'll be back, won't it?
Not in our lifetime. A very long time ago, this part of the Southwest was covered by the warm waters of the Permian Sea. A reef formed along the shallow edge of the sea. Over time, the sea dried up. Eventually, 3 sections of the 400-mile reef rose above the desert floor as mountains: the Guadalupe Mountains, the Apache Mountains, and the Glass Mountains.
So what you're telling me is the tide isn't out. I just missed the beach by thousands, even millions of years?
I'm afraid so.
Well, if it happened so long ago, how can you be certain that there was even a sea here?
Reef talk.
What?
Reef talk. The Capitan Reef doesn't talk as we do, but the story is preserved for us in stone fossils. Sea creatures, called marine organisms, lived in the Permian Sea. When they died, they sank to the bottom. Dirt and sand piled on top of them. Calcite, a mineral found in seawater, helped to harden their remains. The reef and shell fragments were compacted under pressure and cemented into a rock known as limestone. Today, geologists from around the world come to study the Capitan Reef because it's one of the finest examples of an ancient marine fossil reef on the Earth.
Anybody want to buy some really cheap scuba gear?
Why are you leaving?
Come on, stay.
It's a cool cave. Only 56 degrees year-round.
You ought to check it out.
I really appreciate the invitation, guys, but I just have my heart set on scuba diving.
How does going inside of an ancient reef sound to you?
Are you kidding?
Not at all. Scientists believe that water mixed with sulfuric acid, the same kind of acid found in car batteries, formed Carlsbad Caverns. The water slowly seeped through the cracks in the limestone, dissolving the rock and making the cracks bigger and bigger. Over time, the cracks became underground rooms and hallways filled with water. As the reef continued to rise above the ground, air replaced the groundwater. Without water to support them, large pieces of rock in the cave collapsed and fell to the floor. And there you have it, Carlsbad Cavern, a reef now complete with lights, elevators, paved trails, handrails, restrooms, and even a restaurant.
Wow, that's one reef I gotta see. How do I get there?
Come with us, we'll take you there.
Where did you come from? Can you tell me where the graffiti is? I've seen some pictures of graffiti here in the park, and I'd like to remove it.
What is this graffiti you talk about?
You know, words, symbols, pictures drawn where they don't belong. Here, these. They're supposed to be somewhere in the park.
Ah, come.
Where's the graffiti?
This is what you're looking for.
Ooh, that's going to be hard to reach. But I think I can manage. I have to get rid of those.
Why do you want to get rid of those? It is not graffiti you talk about, but proof of our existence here.
I get it. They're pictographs. Does that mean American Indians were here at this cave?
Yes, the Apache, Comanche, Humano tribes used the cave for shelter from the wind and the rain. What you call graffiti are signs, symbols, oral traditional stories passed from generation to generation tell us that this cave is sacred. Religious ceremonies were held here. That holds deep spiritual meaning to our people. The pictographs, as you call them, tell you that we were here, where you stand today. You may not know the meaning of these pictures, but we do.
So if I remove the pictographs, I'll destroy a clue to the past, part of the history of Carlsbad Caverns? I don't know where you came from, but I sure am glad you stopped me in time. I'll help protect the pictographs by starting an oral tradition of my own. I'll tell my children about you and your truths.
Where are you heading?
To the assayer's office. 100% pure guano. Going to the highest bidder.
I hate riding side saddle.
But wait!
I thought you said they paid good money for this stuff. I said I read in a book about the Carlsbad Caverns that Jim White was the first person to explore it. Jim White discovered the cave?
I thought American Indians were the first people to discover it thousands of years ago.
They were. But Jim White made the caverns famous by telling people about what he saw down there.
He was up there late one evening and he saw the bats coming out and he thought it was smoke. And then he got to watching it and this funnel of it coming out of there, so he got over closer to where he could watch them. And he watched them for, well, till after it got way after dark. And he said there's still bats coming out of there, so he got curious. Anything that big enough to hold that many bats must be a pretty good sized hole.
Wow, that must have been pretty scary.
Standing at the entrance of the tunnel, all I could see ahead of me was absolute black. My lantern gave off a dim glow. I went on ahead, and with every step, the cave got bigger and bigger. It seemed like I was walking into the heart of the Guadalupe Mountains.
So if we can't sell the guano, where do we dump it? What is guano? Bat droppings.
Bat scat.
You know, bat poop.
And I touched it.
Yeah!
There have been millions of bats living in the caverns for thousands of years, making tons and tons of guano. Jim White thought that more than 100,000 tons of guano were mined from the cavern before it became a national park.
Did the guano miners break the formations we saw? Formations?
You know, stalactites from the top and stalagmites from the cave floor.
We saw them when we got the guano out of the bat cave.
As a matter of fact, the guano miners did damage Bat Cave. They even dynamited a shaft.
Isn't there somebody, anybody that will buy the guano?
Years ago, farmers in California bought it to fertilize orange trees. Its most important use today is actually inside the cave as an ecosystem for cave crickets and tiny cave creatures.
So the bottom dropped out of the guano market?
Yes, it was expensive to mine and ship, and it wasn't a great fertilizer for citrus fruits. The best thing for you to do is leave the guano with me. You know, cow kids, nothing natural can be removed from a national park, not even bat scat.
Thanks for the scoop on the poop, Ranger Carla.
May we be of some help to you, ma'am?
Thanks for the offer. I sure could use some help.
If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, are you going to donate that to the Parks Museum?
This guano bucket? Oh no, I'm going to put it to good use, just like Jim White did. He used a bucket like this to lower folks down into the cave so they could see it. I'd like to help others, just like Jim did.
Yeah, he had a ladder in there, and what he'd do, he'd start up that old engine and let the people down in the bucket 2 at a time. He'd climb down the ladder and show them the cave, and when they came back in the evening at night, he'd climb back up the ladder and start up the old bucket and bring them back out.
As the first park ranger at Carlsbad Caverns, Jim White did a lot for park visitors.
He filled bags of guano to make steps.
And built a set of wooden stairs for the cave entrance. He even made a wooden wire wing ladder, 90 feet long, so people could explore the part of the cave called the National Geographic Pit.
Well, I guess I best get this thing rigged. But first, can you tell me where I can get some water?
Go through these metal detectors, just past the sign for the elevators, and you'll find the water fountain and the restrooms.
Thanks. Did you say elevators?
Yes, the first elevator shaft was blasted about 70 years ago.
I guess folks won't be interested in riding in this old thing.
The park just installed a new elevator.
And we're on our way to ride one.
Would you like to join us?
Sure, let's go.
We'll take the next one.
Bye.
See ya.
Have a nice trip down.
Hi folks, I'm Janet. Welcome aboard the Cave Express. We will be descending 750 feet below the surface of the Earth. The 3 windows are for your viewing pleasure. Our journey down the limestone shaft will take us 58 seconds.
Wow, that was the best ride ever. Can I do it again?
I've got the mop.
We've got the pail.
Now we can clean the cavern trail. I've got the mop.
We've got the pail.
Now we can clean the cavern trail. Hi there. We want to be ParKids like you.
Great. We'll teach you about stewardship.
Wish we had the time, but we came here to work.
Stewardship is work.
ParKids help take care of more than 83 million acres of very special land in our national park system.
So welcome aboard.
Wow, 83 million acres?
That sounds like more work than we bargained for.
I'll mop up all the water in the cave.
I'll remove all the lint in the cave. I'll scrub the cave formations and then shine them with this.
Well, I'm glad that you are all so eager to help. However, there are a few things you should know before we get started.
Numero uno. you won't be needing this. All the water that's in the cave belongs there. It's drops of water that created the beautiful formations. And lint from our clothing, skin cells, and hair accumulates in the cave, but we use tweezers to remove it. So save your lint remover for fabrics, not rocks.
Now, do you really want to use lime remover in a limestone cave? Save it for your shower.
And we wax cars, not cave formations, because wax and oils prevent their future growth.
Hi, I'm Ranger Carla. Follow me and I'll show you how every park kid and visiting student practices good stewardship. Good stewards follow rules. Rule number 1, no gum, mints, food, or drinks along the cavern trail. Food is messy and the aroma attracts animals deep inside the cave where they can fall to their deaths before being rescued. Now is the time for all good stewards to spit. Rule number 2, stay on the trail. When you're with a school group, pretend that you're one big happy sandwich, and one teacher is the bottom bun, the other teacher is the top bun, and you are the cheese, the onion, the lettuce, the ketchup, and the mustard. And you must stay between the buns.
So that means that we won't be able to run along the trails unless our teacher runs.
Bingo, you've got it. It also means that you won't get lost unless your teacher does. Okay, now that I've made that point, give me back the food. It doesn't belong in the cave. Rule number 3, don't touch the cave formations. Just as car wax prevents the growth of formations because it repels water, so will skin oil. And touching stains the formations and can break them. Rule number 4, keep your coins in your pockets. Cave pools are not wishing wells. Anything thrown into the pools can introduce foreign bacteria. Rule number 5, let yourself and others enjoy the silence of the cave. And finally, rule number 6, no tobacco products of any kind in the cave. You thought you had me fooled. You're all underage, right? So no tobacco for you. Not now, not ever. Well, you are officially park kids.
Tarantula. Now that's one big spatter. That's not a spatter. That's a man. Caving man. That's a real ranger man.
That's Ranger Sam. He's showing the park kids how to cave safely. Would you like to join them?
Oh no, I could fall. It looks so dangerous. Oh, but Sam could catch me. He looks strong and experienced. Oh, Ranger! Hey, Ranger! Hey, Ranger! Ranger! Would you show me the ropes?
Sure! The only way to see a cave is you gotta get in it. It's hands and ropes that will get you inside a cave. not television, not books, and not computers. So gear up and join the fun. Cavers are curious and careful. Just remember the caver's rules of 3. Cavers never cave alone. Cavers cave in groups of 3. Cavers rule number 2. Cavers tell 3 people where they are going and when they plan to come back. Cavers rule number 3. Cavers always carry at least 3 light sources with them. You want to help me find them? That's right, I carry a powerful flashlight, a spare flashlight, waterproof matches, and candles. Remember, cavers are curious people who know just how important it is to be good stewards. We are all owners of Carlsbad Caverns. And as the owners, it is our duty to be good stewards. Hundreds of years from now, others will enjoy and explore the cave, because today we have been practicing good stewardship. Oh, how are we doing down there?
Looks like you could use a few more personal lessons.
Oh, excuse me, sorry, pardon me coming through my group in the cave and I just... Ah! Get away! Oh my... Ah! My goodness! Flying mice! Rabies! Vampires! Oh, somebody help me! Call the Border Patrol! The Pest Control! The Air Force! Call the Air Force! Just somebody please help me! It was awful. I mean, they attacked me, and then they got caught in my hair, and I probably have rabies now. Oh, what?
How do you handcuff a bat?
You handcuff it.
All right, Bats. Where were you on the night of the 43rd at 26 o'clock? Won't talk, eh? Listen, Bats, I know all about you. Do you recognize this? Ha! I knew it. Now we've gotten somewhere.
Wait a minute. I think these bats are getting a bad rap.
Bad rap?
Look, this whole thing has been a misunderstanding. Sometimes I think that the entire reputation of bats is based on myths. You know how it happens. Someone gets the wrong idea about someone or something, starts a rumor, passes it on to someone else, and before you know it, you've got a bad rap going. Please, don't bad rap the bat.
Don't bad rap the bat.
That's it. Now you're getting it. Bad rap. Don't bad rap the bat. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bad rap, don't bad rap the bat.
New Mexican freetail is their name. Controlling insects is their game. They eat 200 tons a night. Come with us on a moonlit flight.
Bad rap, don't bad rap the bat.
A single brown bat gets food power, eating 1,000 mosquitoes in just 1 hour. Oh yes, all bats can do some good. You're lucky to have bats in the hood.
Bad rap, don't bad rap the bat.
Bat myths are told that just aren't true, and now we'll get the facts to you. You think bats tangle in your hair? I'm telling you, they don't want to go there.
Bad rap, don't bad rap the bat.
Some folks think bats spread rabies, but they're busy raising bat babies. A small percentage,
half of one.
get rabies and rarely pass it on.
Bad rap, don't bad rap the bat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this bat rap for a special service announcement. While it is true that very few bats infected with rabies ever bite a human, you need to follow this simple rule to make sure that you never get even anywhere close to getting rabies from a bat. Don't ever, under any circumstances, get close to a bat that is on the ground or close enough for you to touch. There is a good chance that a bat that will let you get close to it is a sick bat.
Remember that, don't touch a downed bat. Remember that, don't touch a downed bat. Guano droppings.
Hey, what's that?
Farmers know that that's bat scat. Guano
droppings.
It supports the cave's ecosystems just like forts.
Bad rap, don't bad rap the bat.
All bats are helpful, it's not just these. Around the world they aim to please. Texas brown bats, the big bad hummer, eat millions of rootworms in just one summer.
Bad rap, don't bad rap the bat.
The vampire bat, now and he's for sure. His saliva may be a heart disease cure. Bats see real good, no, they're not blind. They get around, their senses combine.
Bad rap, don't bad rap the bat.
Bats echolocate to find their prey and bounce the sound to find their way. So now you've heard our bat rap sound. Now spread the word all over town. Bats aren't mice, they're real nice, and they're good for your neighborhood.
Bad rap, don't bad rap.